Will you come play with me? Please? I don't want to be alone. We can play forever.
And ever.
Hello my lovelies, welcome to the first wine and whips of the Halloween spooky season, and my two boys have come to say hello to me at the exact wrong moment in time. So, as most of you will know, I am trying to do two things this month. The first one is a video every single day. This is proving relatively hard, but I'm still managing. Touch wood. And Inktober, which again, relatively hard when you're trying to make videos at the same time, but I'm managing. I also was going to create a costume for this Halloween, but haven't really got round to starting trying to do one yet. I'm going to go thrift store hunting in the next couple of days and see what I can find to hopefully give me some ideas. And Growler is suddenly starting to try and attack keyrings, and poor Hanzo, who still doesn't have any clothes, bless him, lovely. So, before I go anywhere, I do have to say I was a naughty girl the last... Why are you picking on Foxy? Because he's a dickhead, that's why. Anyway, I missed out last time and didn't show you two finished projects that I had done that I do not jump for the tripod. I saw the look on your face, Cat, and he's like, oh, fuck you, I'm going for that tripod. And they are these two. Well, the first one is it's a skull, as you can no doubt see. It is, sorry, I'm wearing this like this because I just had this done today and it's a little bit painful. Is a skull, SCP, I can't remember which number it is, but it's called the Rot Skull. I'm actually really proud of this drawing. I did it fairly quickly and I will admit that it's not the best, but at the same time, I'm proud of it. So that is something, and I am really tempted, what has your brother done? To turn it into a sticker on my Redbubble. I do have a Redbubble, because I haven't got much in it and done much with it recently, I haven't done anything with it, if that makes sense. I hope it makes sense. Anyway, that's gonna go up there, I think. Also would make out a nice mug design. Nice little repeating pattern maybe. Anyway, and the next one is the Haunted Marriott for my 3 short creepypasta stories, all done by anonymous creepypasta writers. If you are one of the writers of one of these 3 short stories, let me know and I will sort out the credit or removal of the story, but there was no one credited, so I thought these were safe. So let's move on. I have my Inktober sketchbook here. I went for a slightly smaller one because all of my other sketchbooks are huge and I don't manage to fill up the pages. So, those of you who've been watching my Halloween videos will know that this is Inktober day 1. Loki, I don't need the claws in my kneecap. Thank you very much. This is Evelyn. Now, most years I just draw whatever comes to mind with the word prompt, but this year I wanted to kind of stick all the drawings in a theme to do with my novel. I have cat claw marks in my sketchbook. Thank you, you two. And so it's all got characters that are in the story. They don't necessarily come out in the first book, but this is Evelyn, and loads of people like this drawing. I feel really bad because she looks like this in the book itself that I'm currently writing for no seconds. I think there's a flashback scene that I haven't written yet that this is what she looks like. Except obviously more realistic than this. This is a very cartoonized version, but she looks like this for about 5 seconds. And then she looks the way she does out in all of my other drawings of her, which is face ripped off. Or at least the skin ripped off. So that is ring. So I decided to do it as Joseph looking up through the ring. I've seen so many people do so many beautiful ideas for this one. So I was really proud of just the drawing because I want to push myself with the inking of drawings and all that kind of thing. So I've actually managed to vary the shadow, the line length quite a bit, and actually do some perspective later on. And now I'm not too proud of this. Day 2 was mindless, which I did as this one. Again, you've possibly seen this. I did do this on my Twitch stream last week because I do want to do more drawings and creative stuff on my Twitch stream. But I need another camera and a better tripod than the 2 I have. Technically 3 because one of them came with my ring light, but it's a tiny one and doesn't quite work. Might have an actual hutch handle, so once I got this desk clear of the dolls and got them a space to live all of their own, then I might be able to do it on there. But anyway, this is mindless. So this character here is Janos. He is written about quite heavily. He is the bad guy in the first book, and the idea behind him is when it's neither he nor she, is when it bites you, you either die or become one of its children. There is no in-between, or there shouldn't be an in-between. Evelyn is the in-between, and there's a reason behind that, but she doesn't find out about it in the book. Anyway, so all of these creatures behind them are mindless, like hive mind drone kind of things, so that's where I went with that one, and I really liked the Jesus symbolism in that one. I then glued the 2 pages together. Day 3 was bait, and I had this image in my head, and I know it's stereotypically sexist because Evelyn is bait for Hanzo, but is she? I mean, it looks like it in the drawing, but again, I really like this drawing. I'm super proud of the anatomy. I've actually started to make it fairly good. The hands, I'm getting so much better with hands. The fact that I'm taking up more space and just a tiny little portion of the page and leaving the rest to rot. The lines, I've got depth of field in the lines, so I'm super happy with that. Day 4, this is the only one I'm not proud of right yet. This one was freeze. So I did Evelyn frozen in fear. She kind of had, the thing is I've messed this drawing up because she kind of has the scars hiding behind her hands, but there's none on her collarbone. So I believe that this is the point where she's been scratched. She gets scratched first in the story, and she's recounting what happened to her because she remembers it all. And then she gets nearly eaten alive, and not in the happy fun way. So this is probably just about what's happened. I'm not proud of that. The anatomy on it, she has no chest, she has no hips. It's awful, but you know what? I'm just trying to learn. And then day 5 was build. Now I wanted to do kind of castles in the sky, dreaming, building and stuff like that. This character here is called the Puppet Master. You've possibly seen him before, and he's the first one I decided to do all this shading on, and I think he's turned out all right. He is a fae. He is not a very nice fae. He is possibly the closest thing I have to a villain in the entirety of the several ideas that I have for Evelyn at the moment, and her merry band of characters. One of his special abilities is he creates illusions and uses them to control you, and can get you lost in those illusions so that he can use your body. So here he is building a castle in the sky for, I think this point in the story is when he's drawing Evelyn's twin brother Edward off to his death. So that is day 5. Day 6 was Husky. I'm going to cover this one up because I'm super happy with this one. Again, I'm actually quite happy with this one. You can see it anyway. Day 6 was Husky. Now this is not actually a Husky character, it is a werewolf character. And Evelyn ends up adopting him at a dog shelter because they think he's a wolf hybrid, but it turns out he is actually a werewolf that has been turned full time into a wolf, into his wolfish form, and he can never come back. But he can understand what humans are saying to him, but he can't really communicate back because he's a wolf now, or a wolf hybrid. So Evelyn ends up adopting him, finds out that she finds out about what he is, and tries to find a way to go about fixing him, but he cannot be returned because the fae that did this to him is now dead. So coincidentally, the fae that did this to him is Cross's master, and Cross is the arsehole that killed him. Cross should be dead, but Cross has his own backstory and isn't yet in this. And I just drew some cherry blossoms because it added, like I said, I wanted to try and take up a whole page. Day 6 is Enchanted, and I didn't want to go with some of this really cool, fun ideas of, like, I really wanted to do something dark. So the idea behind this is that she's crying and she's wounded because there's blood dripping up. If I coloured it, which I'm not going to do, quite a bit of this would be red, with some of it being blue from tears, and the skulls are crying because the skulls are enchanted to bleed and cry, and all the blood runs upwards. Whereas with the antler skull that's behind her head, it all drips downwards. I have yet to do day 7. Now I leave a page between each and then glue it together so I can see, it gives it a bit of strength. Because I didn't do it on that page, and you can kind of see the next page over. And I did it on that page. I didn't do it on that page, but again, you can kind of see where this comes through. So that's where we are so far on that. As you can probably tell, this is being filmed in advance so that I can try and keep up with myself. It won't happen. Excuse me. I have some other things to show you. I'm gonna go get them. I'm not gonna get them all out. Sorry. I'm not gonna get them all out because I can't find them all. They've fallen. So I have always wanted to play around with resin, and if you've been watching my IG account, which some people have, you will have seen these bad guys. So this is my large alien head. It's got glitter in it, pardon me. I have 5 of these little heads. But the thing is, because of the way they've been done, they've mirrored, so I can have 2 whole heads or 4 small heads. And then I also have 2 of these. So this is my shiny. See, in this light, this looks really like iridescent and lovely and beautiful, and I love this, but it's mostly clear because I didn't add enough colour to it. So it's a really nice, shiny, kind of coloured piece of resin. This one is currently my favourite. I did black and yellow resin on it with a little bit of glitter. Which is where the yellow came from, because I mixed up way too much, otherwise wouldn't have this bad boy, but he needs a lot of work. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you need. So all of these pieces need to be sanded and washed and dropped on the floor. Do you like my new pillow? She's amazing. I love her. Molly, my witch. Anyway, the idea behind these pieces is, like, I try and make stuff for everybody for Christmas, and I fail every year, so I have got started early. So the idea is these 2 are going to be made into keyrings and given as gifts. These, like I said, I can either make little earrings with a full head or an individual head, or the other idea I have is kind of like making a little ear cuff, just like that. How cool would that be? And I'm not sure 100% what to do with this bad boy yet. But if you have any ideas, please leave them in the links down below. I will be working, like I said, I'm going to do a costume for this year, but I don't know what yet. If worst comes to worst, I will end up doing Jade, so there will be some costuming videos hopefully soon. But yes, until that point, I think that's pretty much a good place to leave it. I've done a lot of rabbiting on. Do excuse this, it's just really sore. I mean, I've never had a tattoo done before, and most of the time I don't complain about pain. I mean, because of where this is, I just keep catching it on everything, so I'm leaving it like this for now. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that. Please don't forget, if you do have anything you'd like me to show off in Wine and Whips, let me know, because I really, really do like showing off other people's stuff. I don't even have to critique it. If you just want to say, hey people, look at this, then do that. But anyway, until next time, take care, have fun, and goodbye, guys!